What's up, guys? Hold on just a minute. How's everybody doing? It's your boy GRC. This is Crypto in the Morning. Why is my glare so? Why is it so glaring? What the heck? I don't like the glare. That's annoying. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Hey, guess what? I get a solo stream today. Not saying I don't love Sam to be streaming, but he's busy right now. So when you do a solo stream, you can do things a little different, I guess. I guess I make the rules. I like making the rules. Effing keyboard mounted to the steering wheel. Goat. Guys, how's everyone doing? Chad Donner Schwans, how are you? MJ Money, great to see you. Monica, MoFit Meals. Hey guys, I'm going to shill and pump this channel right now today. So if you guys are a real supporter of me, today is a day where, one, I'm going to answer questions. Two, I'm going to answer fitness questions. Three, I'm going to talk about the Lightning Network. And four, I'm going to be talking all sorts of crap today. I went out last night. I'm turning into a little party animal. Not really. But I went out last night, had a good time with my friends. And I probably almost didn't go out like I usually don't. But again, every time I do, it's usually fun. It's just, you got to remember your time allocation. And you got to understand that if you are tired the next day, it is going to make my life harder. So obviously, I went to bed very early. Well, this is what happens when I stay up late. Like last night, I stayed up till 12:30. And you guys know I like to get 8 to 10 hours of sleep. I just woke up at 10:30 today. Plain and simple. I woke up 40 minutes ago. And it's fine. I missed my morning, but it's better to be rested. Good morning, the beautiful Monica, MoFit Meal, Par Excellence. Good day, all. Hex Pimp, good to see you. Bitfinesse, how do peeps? Ruskino, Mr. Prophet 74. What's up, GRC? It's great to see you. Stephen Thompson, Stephen Thomas, morning gang, Flat Earth Underground. Good morning, everyone. Oi, oi, Red Squirrel, Crypto Gains Club. I get to be an actual show host today and just like read the comments. So if you guys post anything, I'm probably going to read it and talk about it. So if you would like me to look up any cool videos, any videos under 10 minutes, guys. So I have a couple, but I want to talk about the Lightning Network. If you have anyone that you know has a really good video about some of this stuff that I maybe haven't looked at. I also want to talk about real estate. Me and Sam have been talking about real estate quite a bit. We're in a bear market, macro recession. So I think real estate's an interesting topic because what do we know holding value better than anything at this moment? I mean, it's not the best time to buy real estate, certainly. But for us that have real estate, Yo, thanks for the stream. You're welcome, guys. Every single day, you know what I'm doing. I'm going to drop a link, okay? I'm going to drop a link to my tweet that I tweeted for this show. Sorry, I was just sending this around a little bit too. This is a freestyle stream for me. I usually have more detail orientation with Sam beforehand, but he's not here today. So I thought, you know what? It's Sunday. This is good for my practice too. If I'm really being honest, like I need to practice sitting here under like when I'm a little bit under studied so I can also learn how to be a better show host. Because let's be honest, it's not just about spitting facts, it's about interacting. I want to be good at every aspect of this. Share this tweet out for me, guys. Go ahead and do me a favor and share this tweet out. Let everyone know. If you think somebody could enjoy the stream, seriously, guys, I'm telling you, this is a solo stream for me. I am going to use this time to push my channel. I never push my channel. I just post every day, so it seems like I'm pushing it. But in general, I just let people watch if they like it. But today, let's force some bodies in here, okay? Twerk tweet? Yeah, I'll pull up the twerk tweet. Okay, Monica. No, I can't, Monica, because if I get copyrighted for that Drake song, I'll be so upset. So I can't. But even if I just don't want to pull it up. So I keep getting copyright, and it's really pissing me off. Oh, Crypto Compassion. Cat's working hard. Good to see you in the Twitter, Crypto Compassion. Love that guy. He's amazing. Guys, I want to just play the, since it's Sunday, fun day, I'm going to play the Crypto in the Morning song first, but on the outro, if you stick around, I am going to play the Bought That Hex from the start, just for the people that really like that song. But I mean, the Crypto in the Morning DeFi banger, guys. I'll be back in 1 minute and 9 seconds. Please share this out. Please let people know I'm here. If you don't think that I'm taking this channel to the next level, you're crazy. And I have another channel that I'm forming, and I want the audience to help me. It's between two genres, and I haven't picked yet. It's a reaction channel and then a UFC podcast, like more so. So I gotta write both the pros and cons down, look at everything, and then see which one I want to do, because I will be doing like a twice a week thing on something else to hone my skills in one of my other favorite genres, because those are my other two favorite genres. I like reacting to hip hop music or watching those reaction videos on YouTube, and I love UFC, everything UFC. I want to be Joe Rogan. So I'm trying to be Joe Rogan. So Joe Rogan, if you're watching this, I am your replacement in 10 years. You don't know that yet. I know that. All right, guys. I'll be back in a minute and 9.
You already know what time it is. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Waiting on phone. Crypto in the morning. 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 Waiting on phone. Crypto in the morning. Crypto in the morning. Smoking a blunt on my way to the gym. 11 a.m. and I'm already tuned in. Got me some hacks and I'm making a stay. Got me some heads on, I'm making it rain. Pay me some maxi and that just in case. Jim Redder sent me to show you the way. Crypto in the morning. 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 Crypto in the morning.
Oh my God, the UFC fights were so crazy last night, Monica. Were you watching that? I was drunk. And I was watching it. It's crazy. All right, guys. Let's get into this. Again, if you guys don't know me, I'm going to get serious for a sec. If you guys don't know me and where I'm at in life, and like, I'm very honest. Okay, I'm not saying I've always been very honest. Definitely not saying that. But at this point in my life, there's no one that bosses me around. So I feel free to be honest now. When I was younger, I didn't like to be honest because people were bossing me around all the time, so I like to lie. But now, no one bosses me around anymore. So I can just be as honest as I feel like I want to be for me. And where I'm at in life is I've been doing this for 100 days, guys, roughly. Like I've been at this YouTube thing hardcore for 100 days. And this is what happens. Like, this is a good demonstration if you really put everything into it. And I did put everything into it, like I really, really did. And I did neglect, unfortunately, I did neglect the Crypto Fitness Challenge a little bit mentally. Like nothing, like I was working out certainly as hard as I could, but it's a new thing to me. So I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to get more steady. But 100 days into the show, it's been hard, guys. Like, to say this hasn't been absolutely like crazy. Like I quit my job, my cozy ass. Well, cozy is not the right word for it, but my, I guess, lucrative job on a dime. Quit. Got pissed off. Rage quit. I rage quit my job, like for real. Like I was in the like jump out of the car, middle of the street, like fucking peace. I'm out. This is fucked. Like an idiot. Anyway, and then I started the channel. I was already doing the channel a little bit, I think, but then I said, you know what, I'm gonna see if I can just do this shit and see what happens. So that's where I'm at, dude. Like I'm not gonna front with anyone. I'm starting to run out of DCA money, and that I don't like running out of DCA money. So I'm gonna get more aggressive. Like I'm gonna be extremely aggressive. Like in a multitude of ways on the internet, and not in a weird way, like not necessarily like twerking and all that shit, but like I'm gonna go at it. Like people always say, like, you can't make money doing this, that, and the other. I'm like, bitch, I can be better at you. I can be the best at anything that I try, and I have the time to do so. And I'm really going to give it hell, guys. I'm going to give it hell. I love this show so much. Crypto in the morning. The UFC was lit. If this is your first bear crypto cycle, please take it easy off of Twitter. Stay busy, hydrated, eat great food. This is the time to hustle and fill your bags up. Exactly. Exactly. I couldn't have said it better myself, Crypto Gains Club, because it's the hustle. Like it's the hustle. It's you have to show up for yourself. You have to believe in yourself. When people talk to me about what I'm going to be doing in the future, they talk to me in a way like I don't believe in myself. And I'm like, you can't fail. There are ways in life where you can put yourself in a situation where you cannot fail. I can't fail because I made my overhead so low. So that was like my game plan, right? Like make your overhead so low that you can hardly fail. Like for me to go completely broke, it would be really hard because I'm, you know, but anyway, so there's two options for these channels that I want to do. And I want, so a one in the chat for UFC podcast / live streams. That would just be more like informative gambling, all that kind of stuff. And then 2 for hip hop video reactions, music video reactions channel. That would be number 2. So 1 in the chat for UFC podcast, 2 in the chat if you think I should do the music video reaction channel to like hip hop music, urban hip hop music mainly, but then like every kind of music too, like really popular stuff, old stuff, anything. So it's just 1 or 2. You can do UFC podcast or the music video reaction. Yeah, and I'm going to have a fitness thing too, but that's going to be more so on the Instagram and the reels and like if you follow my stuff, I'm not doing, I don't really want to live stream about fitness that much. Just because I've done that for so long that it's just not 1 and 2. Billy Bob, we got lots of people in the chat today. I don't mind Sausage Fest because I get absolutely so much attention in real life. No, I'm just kidding. UFC will be more of a sausage feast. Hip hop will be both boys and girls. That is a great point, though. For audience wise. Like, it is nice to have an audience that's women. I don't know what that's like. I've never had any sort of audience of anyone but men. I mean, yes, there's a couple girls in here, but let's be honest, it's like 3%. The girls in here are the best girls literally in the world. Monica wants to see people getting their faces punched in. And who thinks 3 if you think I could be Joe Rogan's replacement? If you think if I put everything into it, I could be Joe Rogan's replacement, let me know. I really think I could if I tried. I like was funded and like could just hex.com, baby, saves your life. I purchased some hex this morning, guys, at 3.2 cents. Very early in the morning. Very, 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 very early in the morning. All right, guys, we're going to watch a little video, okay? Just to get our minds flowing onto the crypto. It's about the Lightning Network. And this is a lot for me. Yeah, put Super Sin. I know the copyright reactions, copy strikes, and all that stuff. I would eventually have to hire someone to like do that specific. I'm not going to fuck with that other than like the first couple months. Like I'll take it. But again, like if you want to do a great channel, hey, Super Hex Win, what's up? I'll send you a link, even though you do not have to join. I'm just going to send it because you're one of those guys that if you're ever sitting at your desk and you just want to jump on, I would love to have you on. And no hate, brother, of course. I don't know any of your stuff or any of that stuff. I just like your content. And I think you're cool. You seem cool. And I want to ride in that the jet. I want a piece. Guys, let's watch a quick video. 5-minute video, guys. Put your learning caps on. If this is fundamental news to you, I'm sorry, guys. But I just need to watch this through one time because this is my show and I can do what I want.
People believe that Bitcoin is the future of our financial system, but there is a big issue standing in the way of this goal, and that is scalability. Let me give an example. Many people believe that Bitcoin is the future of our financial system, but there is a big issue standing in the way of this goal, and that is scalability. Let me give an example. The payment provider Visa processes on average around
My bad.
4,000 transactions
Producer Bullish
per
isn't in
second.
here, so I keep forgetting to press buttons.
Many people believe that Bitcoin is the future of our financial system.
How's the
But
audio,
there is
guys?
a big issue standing in the way of this goal, and that is scalability. Let me give an example. The payment provider Visa processes on average around 4,000 transactions per second and can scale up to a maximum of 65,000. Bitcoin, on the other hand, can handle up to 7 transactions per second with the current block size of 1 megabyte. Not tens of thousands, but just 7. Clearly, the main blockchain isn't very scalable, but it doesn't have to be. The community has come up with a new technique called the Lightning Network to solve the scalability issues. The key idea is that small and everyday transactions don't have to be stored on the main blockchain. This avoids the 7 transactions per second limit and is also called the off-chain approach. So how does it work? Well, let's take a look at an example. Let's say that every morning Bob buys a cup of coffee on his way to work. Creating a transaction on the blockchain for a simple coffee is really overkill. He might end up paying more fees than the actual price of his coffee. However, with the Lightning Network, Bob can set up a payment channel with the coffee shop. To do that, both the coffee shop and Bob deposit a certain amount of Bitcoin in what is called a multi-signature address. Let's assume that Bob deposits 0.05 Bitcoin and that the coffee shop deposits nothing because they don't offer refunds. This multi-signature address is basically like a safe that can only be opened when both parties agree. When we open the payment channel, we also make a balance sheet that says how the funds in the address should be distributed. So right now it says that Bob will get 0.05 Bitcoin and that the coffee shop will get 0 Bitcoin, the same as they deposited. Opening the payment channel happens on the main blockchain so that there is full transparency. The coffee shop owner can see that Bob has deposited 0.05 Bitcoin, and he can rest assured that he will get his money once the channel closes. Now that the channel is open, Bob can order his morning coffee. Let's say that a coffee costs 0.001 Bitcoin. To pay for it, Bob simply changes the balance sheet. He subtracts the cost of a coffee from his balance and adds it to the coffee shop's balance. So now it says that Bob will get 0.045 Bitcoin and that the coffee shop gets 0.005 Bitcoin. Bob and the coffee shop now sign the updated balance sheet with their private keys. They then each keep a copy of it, but they don't do anything else with it. Bob can keep ordering coffee for as long as he has a balance in the payment channel. Both of them can make hundreds of thousands of transactions between them. There's really no limit because this happens away from the main blockchain. But all good stories come to an end. The payment channel can be closed at any time by either Bob or the coffee shop. All they have to do is take the latest balance sheet, which was signed by both parties, and broadcast it to the Bitcoin network. Miners will then validate the signatures on the balance sheet and, if everything checks out, release the funds according to the balance sheet. This will create a single transaction on the Bitcoin blockchain. So the Lightning Network can significantly reduce the load on the main blockchain. It only requires 2 transactions on the blockchain, one to open the payment channel and another one to close it. It's also very safe. The system ensures that only the latest signed balance sheet can be used to unlock the money. And because both parties have a signed copy of the balance sheet, they can release the funds at any time, even if the other one doesn't want to cooperate anymore. So for example, Bob cannot hold the money hostage that belongs to the coffee shop, and vice versa. But it doesn't end there. You don't need to open a direct payment channel with everyone you want to send bitcoins to. You can simply use the network to pass your coins around. Here is Alice. She's a friend of Bob. They have exchanged money on the Lightning Network before, so they have an active payment channel. Now let's say that Alice wants to buy a coffee. Instead of opening a direct channel to the coffee shop, she can transfer the money to Bob, who will then transfer it to the coffee shop. So there's no need to create a payment channel with everyone. In the Lightning Network, your payment tries to find a route from person A to person B, and it tries to do this with the least amount of intermediates and the least amount of fees. This further reduces the strain on the blockchain, but it requires the intermediates to have enough money in their payment channels. So now you know what the Lightning Network is and how it works. But when will it actually go live? Well, right now there is a proof of concept implementation running on the Bitcoin testnet. We don't know yet when it will go live for everyone, but chances are it happening in 2018. So that was it for this video. If you liked it, hit the thumbs up button and get subscribed.
All right, that was for me, guys, mainly.
In the next video.
So that was for me mainly. That was it was a good video, I guess. Not that good. So the main what, in your guys' opinion, is the main? Sorry for the wonky explanation. Hard to find the right words here. Let's see what Super Sen says. Oh, my bad. Yeah, I'm gonna look up another video real quick while we're talking. What is the major problem with the Lightning Network, guys? Just in a dumb way, Super Hex Wayne and a couple of you guys. What is I'm asking you for me, not for everyone else, really. At this moment, like, what is the biggest, really, when it comes to the Lightning Network, what is the biggest problem if we're talking scaling over the entire world? Is it just like, when it comes to, like, what is the technical issues that people are having? Like, why is Hex Tangent the only one in the Hex community that likes Bitcoin? It's like, I don't understand. I mean, people like Bitcoin. I like Bitcoin, but I would never buy it. I really wouldn't. I might swap something to it for short-term time. But do you think we touched the Hex bottom? I don't know. Probably. It's probably close. I would say it's probably close. Probably, like, because last year around this time, people were buying for the same price, 2 cents. So I'm gonna say, like, max pain, probably not until those people start getting. That's everyone for the whole year. Everyone that bought after the 2 cent mark, when it pumped to 56, everyone's out. Well, not everyone, but the same amount of economic mass is out. Pretty wild. Crazy. Yeah, I liked Bitcoin until Hex too, basically. I mean, I liked the idea of Bitcoin until I realized about trustless yield, guys. Like, what? All this bear market FUD, Super Hex. It's crazy. It's like, you realize that I just paid $750 or right now you can pay $7,500 for 150 hex per day at this rate, $750 per T-share this morning. I know, because I was buying. It's too easy. It's too much yield. It's too much yield. And it's, even when it's bear, it's too much yield. It's like, where else am I going to get that? Where else am I going to get 150 hex per day for $7,500? And it's just crazy. The amount of hex that you can get if you're smart, and you realize, it makes you realize that not too many people really do stake their stuff that long. I know the average stake length is high, guys, but that number is a little bit fudge. The real guys like me love staking. I love staking. I love T-shares. I love T-shares. I love T-shares. They make me feel good in my belly. Okay? So if you want me to be 100% frank, $930 for one T-share right now, guys. I'll talk to you in 2 years when I'm sitting here doing the same thing, laughing. Me and Super Hex Win will be laughing at you from our yacht because we never stopped buying T-shares or whatever. I don't know what he's doing exactly, but, like, he clearly believes in the system. He's been talking about this S every day for a freaking year. People give Super Hex Win a little bit of shit. I'm surprised. I'm surprised people give you shit, to be honest. You talk about Hex more than anyone. Like, you talk about Hex more than anyone. Like, you just talk about Hex all day long. It's like, what? You don't have to do that shit. All right. Let's look at why the Lightning Network doesn't scale. This is kind of where my brain's going at. So, Lightning routing part 3. This is a random video. I want to know what this video is all about, so.
It doesn't scale, or at least the way we need it to. If you've seen my last 2 videos, hopefully you understand that routing with the Lightning Network isn't as straightforward as one would expect. It can be summarized into 2 main issues. With the Lightning Network, it doesn't scale, or at least the way we need it to. If you've seen my last 2 videos, hopefully you understand that routing with the Lightning Network isn't as straightforward as one would expect. It can be summarized into 2 main issues. 1, the Lightning Network is in a constant state of extreme change. Channels are constantly
What the fuck?
and closing, nodes going online and offline, channel states being updated with funds sliding
Oh
from
my
one
God.
side. There's
My bad, guys. I'm so bad at doing this when I'm by myself. This is why I have to practice. I'm sorry. DJ Cryptomatic, great to see you in here. And anyone who wants to hop on the stream and talk, please send me a DM on Twitter. If you have really good insight on this or know someone who has really good insight on it, how we all doing? Hex PLC, what's up, brother? Hey, guys, anyone in your Telegram groups or any of that stuff right now? I'm telling everyone I'm chilling today. I am chilling today. I watch enough YouTube channels where they shill their stuff, and I want to see if it's actually – I mean, I show my stuff on Twitter, but I want to see if it's effective just talking about it, letting people know, reminding them. It really does help me when you share this shit out. Like, it helps me a lot more than you probably could imagine. When you hit the like button, it helps me a lot. Like, that's all you got to do. I promise. It's free. Like, I don't care. I don't want your money. I don't need your money. I just want the channel to get bigger. So, guys, share this tweet out in your Telegram groups or on Twitter if you don't mind. That would be really nice. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We're going to be talking about another problem with the Lightning Network really quick. Again, I'm just kind of learning right now. Yeah, what was the payout per T-share last night, by the way? Oh, I'll look at Hex Daily Stats after this video. I'm going to look at Hex Daily Stats. And I'm going to look at look into hex.com/liquidity. /charge/liquidity or /liquidity. I can't remember. Tangent would be great to speak to on the Lightning Network, but he's probably still partying. Par Hexons, are you good at that stuff? I know you're buddies with him. The payout is sexy. I can't wait to check out the payout. Crypto Gains Club's just catching yield and chilling on YouTube. I love it. Crypto Gains Club. I know you guys. Nobody knows who Crypto Gains Club truthfully is. I don't think. At least because I usually would know because somebody would have mentioned it because I talk to everyone. So it sounds like you're on Docs, but he's like the smartest guy ever. And he would probably say, I'm not smart, blah, blah, blah. But you know what I mean? He's always in my DMs telling me, helping me, sending me a little tidbit here to remind me stuff. Good, like Crypto Gains Club is like, I got my notifications on for Crypto Gains Club. That's faux show. Can't talk about Lightning only. All right, let me jump on here real quick.
problem with the Lightning Network. It doesn't scale, or at least the way we need it to. If you've seen my last 2 videos, hopefully you understand that routing with the Lightning Network isn't as straightforward as one would expect. It can be summarized into 2 main issues. 1, the Lightning Network is in a constant state of extreme change. Channels are constantly opening and closing, nodes going online and offline, channel states being updated with funds sliding from one side to another. Routing paths may be open and available 1 second, and unavailable or completely gone the next. And 2, your node has to be the one that goes through all of this data, find all of the available paths, take into account the number of hops, relay prices, then compare every path and eliminate the possibilities down until the optimal path is found for your payment. This entire pathfinding task is handled by the sending node, which is in most cases either a laptop, smartphone, or Raspberry Pi. And unlike a blockchain, there isn't a network history stored. The network must be mapped from scratch every single transaction. So we eventually hit a ceiling. There's too much data, too many nodes, channels, and change for your hardware to be able to process. Where the ceiling is, we can't be exactly sure. But to quote Rusty Russell, one of the Lightning developers at Blockstream, there are protocol scaling issues and implementation scaling issues. All channel updates are broadcast to everyone. How badly that will suck depends on how fast updates happen, but it's likely to get painful somewhere between 10,000 and 1 million channels.
So let me read this for you guys. Reddit, Rusty Reddit, Lightning Network expert, 248 days ago. There are protocol scaling issues and implementation scaling issues. All updates are broadcast to everyone. How badly that will suck depends on how fast updates happen, but it's likely to get painful somewhere between 10,000 and 100,000 channels. On first connect, nodes either dump the entire topology or send nothing. That's going to suck even faster. Catch up sync planned for 1.1 spec. As for implementation, C Lightning at least is hitting the database more than it needs to, and doing dumb stuff like generating the transactions for signing multiple times and keeping the unindexed list of current HTLCs, etc. And that's just off the top of my head. Hope that helps. Kind of helps. Kind of helps. I think it kind of helps. Hold on, I got to back out of this. I got to press this button.
Somewhere between 10,000 and 1 million channels. Link in the description. The unknown gap between 10,000 and 1 million channels is pretty wide. It's recommended that each node have around 14 open channels to stay decentralized, and each user must run their own node set. So assuming the average channel count of a user is around 10 or so, the Lightning Network's maximum user base is anywhere between 1,000 and 100,000 users. Coinbase, a single Bitcoin exchange, can have 100,000 new user registrations in a single day. The optimistic maximum user capacity for the Lightning Network is around 1 day worth of new users. What about the users from the past 10 years and all the new users signing up each day? Routing sort of works now because we're at the lower end of the possible capacity, and users are opening very few channels each. But in the very near future, as the network grows, it will come to a screeching halt. Routing is still completely unsolved. Even the Lightning Network white paper, which is 57 pages long, doesn't even touch on how this...
All right. I'm going to comment as someone who reads white papers pretty much daily. A 67-page white paper is not a good sign. 67-page white paper, we're getting in U.S. government territory. So as far as documentation, and that's not a good category to be in. When you're talking about pages that are 69, and I'm just talking about from a technical perspective and just like a user perspective and like just a life perspective, like 69 pages to explain something is not good. Okay. I'm going to have to learn everything about the Lightning Network now because I want to have a debate with Hex Tangent, or a conversation, not a debate, where because he clearly has faith in this Lightning Network long term, and he believes in the Lightning Network long term. So it's interesting, you know, like he's got way more experience than I. So I feel bad for Joanna. She met her match. That was crazy, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Dude, that girl was mean, bro. Holy smokes, man. When she gets her hands on you, bro, she's strong. Tell that to Ed Ritten. Graviton, great to see you in here. Hey guys, real quick, I invited Hexdeck on too, so he'll be coming on here to learn me a little bit so I can have a better idea of what's going on within the Lightning Network, Bitcoin adoption. Again, guys, when this was out, Bitcoin was probably trading, you know, lower than it is now. Let's see, when was this video? Let's see when this video. So this was May 29, 2018. So if we go to the Bitcoin chart, we can see here that in 2018 we were trading at roughly $6,354 at this time. So Bitcoin was, and the top for Bitcoin was, 17K or whatever. 18, 19, 20K in 2017. So the network was losing steam at this point. And this dude did not necessarily know about the 60K bull run yet. I mean, he probably had a good idea there was going to be a bull run. But again, I'd love to figure out how the Lightning Network actually kept up. Obviously, again, we're trading like we very well might be trading near those 2019 numbers really soon. So not much as far as load has really changed. As far as from when he was speaking to right now, really not that much has changed load wise. Maybe at the top, the load was a lot different. I'm gonna have to learn about all that. But I mean, at a 10x from now, guys, let's think about that. A 10x from 65K, where will the Lightning Network be at then? Will the solutions be ready then? Do some research on base. Really? What is base? Is that a Maximus Dow thing? Are you talking about the teams again? All right, I'm going to play this a little more. I like this video, by the way. This guy is more my speed. This guy is more my speed. Bullish in the house.
Summarized in a single paragraph that simply states that routing is theoretically possible without any explanation on how this may be done. Blockchain research company Bitfury wrote a separate white paper on an improved routing method, Flare, which is 38 pages alone. Flare scales to around 100,000 users as well. Routing is just one of the many unsolved problems that Lightning has. It's a very long way off from being able to handle any meaningful number of users, if it's even possible to do in a decentralized way. After years of being constantly told that the Lightning Network is just around the corner, and just to wait a few more months, users are starting to realize that Lightning as an off-chain scaling solution is not quite what it's purported to be.
Bullish. Are you there? Do I need to turn my speakers on? If I mute my screen, give me a 1 in the chat if I mute my screen and it still plays. I'm sorry. I might have been playing something in the background too. I do that sometimes. Fuck. I was trying to look up that tweet. My bad. Let me pop this tweet open and I'm gonna start this again.
Status of the Lightning Network being unable to scouting is
All right, let me make sure I'm not playing anything. All right. Sorry about that, guys.
Theoretically possible without any explanation on how this may be done. Blockchain research company Bitfury wrote a separate white paper on an improved routing method, Flare, which is 38 pages alone. Flare scales to around 100,000 users as well. Routing is just one of the many unsolved problems that Lightning has. It's a very long way off from being able to handle any meaningful number of users, if it's even possible to do in a decentralized way. After years of being constantly told that the Lightning Network is just around the corner and just to wait a few more months, users are starting to realize that Lightning as an off-chain scaling solution is not quite what it's purported to be. The status of the Lightning Network being unable to scale off-chain to meet any user demand raises an interesting question. Why has the Bitcoin core team completely stopped on-chain scaling? If off-chain scaling is struggling to scale up to a single day's worth of new users, even after 3 years of active development, why then have they become the focus of the BTC chain? Every attempt at raising the block size in the past several years have all been shut down immediately or delegitimized with no compromise. Could it be that on-chain scaling is being halted for other reasons? That's the topic of another video, the conflict of interest in Bitcoin development. how for-profit corporations plan to profit using third-party scaling.
Very interesting stuff. Very, very interesting stuff. I want to look up this one token real quick that let's pop this up real quick. This is big time. Okay, let's talk. We got a Maximus DAO tweet here, guys. You know how much I love Maximus DAO, guys. Tradable max length stakes, liquid staking protocol for Hex, low risk, high yield. All right, so we got the base token here. This is a tweet from 11/47, June 11th. Didn't get that much action, so people are still. Oh, they got the team token up here too. Low risk, high yield, 5% big pay. Wait, bigger pays better. Plus 20% LPB bonuses, annual realizable yield, earn yield while waiting for your future high growth opportunities. Holy S. Guys. Wow. What is going on here? Is there a video on this yet? Let's go to Dipcatcher's channel. Boom, 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 boom. How to get paid like a whale in hacks. Maximus DAO. Whales and only in tangent discussing on Gold Keys channel. Maxi token. So yeah, it doesn't look like there are videos out yet. So tomorrow I'll probably have the first video on the base token. So that'll be cool. I'll be the first guy to cover that. We like that here. Oh, wait, there is a little video. Oh, Hex token got a little bit of that going on. Very interesting stuff, guys. I'll be covering that tomorrow. Base token, I will be covering that tomorrow. Yield on Maximus DAO. Yes, please. Then remember when RH tried to get bigger blocks or something? Anyone remember that? And then RH said FBTC when full Ethereum. Yeah, RH is right about all that. He's always been right about all that stuff. I have so much faith in RH, and it's disgusting. I wish I had less faith in him. I have so much faith in him. He's the man. RH, you're a beast. I listened to the 2 hours of Dipcatcher Alpha yesterday. Where was that, Constantine? Was that on Twitter Spaces? Was that kind of on was he on the Twitter Spaces yesterday? He's been on vacay with his wife and he got married, I think, guys. Pretty cool stuff. Him getting married. I mean, he looked great in his pictures too. Good morning, DeFi Rebel. How are you doing? How are you doing? Everyone, make sure you're following DeFi Rebel on Twitter. Link what? Sorry, guys. I'm getting a little dry here. I'm not used to be talking for 51 minutes by myself, but I'm gonna keep going.
I'll join you, so you don't have to talk by yourself.
I'm not used to it, but I did all right in the beginning.
Yeah, I was keeping tabs. I had to run out real quick and do some errands.
It's good to practice though, because I am going to be planning on doing some solo streams here and there once I get better at like digesting stuff on the go and moving like around the like being able to pull stuff up and like learn while I'm going. I'm still kind of figuring that stuff out. But what have you seen? What have you seen today? That's because I know you're in a lot of these chats. A lot of these bullish is everywhere. Yeah, everywhere. I mean, he's in the long-term delayed gratification chats. He likes to talk about the meme coins. He likes to talk about everything in between Web3 development. And so, like, what are you seeing right now from that's cool to you? Obviously, the prices are down bullish. Like,
well, yeah, let's talk about that for a little bit. And let's like keep it in context. Like, I woke up this morning to an alert that one of my limit orders went through. So I was happy about that. Jumped on the computer, saw the price, and I was like, oh, let me double up. So then I doubled up, and then 20 minutes later, I was like, you know what? I think I should buy some more. So then I bought another bag. So I ended up doing 3 buys, like in the course of like 2 hours. So that was pretty good. And then we were talking about Colt Dow, for like the past week.
Yep.
I think I mentioned a few days ago. I bought a small bag, just to speculate. Have a put in the door and see what it's like. And
Are you gonna stake? Are you gonna stake it?
Well, yeah. Now that the bag basically doubled because of UFC last night.
Wait, what happened?
So yeah, it's up in price. Like
what did it jump last night?
I don't know, but I believe well, not we, but I believe 2 zeros were erased. So when I checked, the little bag I bought doubled in price. So I'll just stake it and wait for this revolt coin or whatever it is gonna happen. Figure it out.
It's super interesting stuff, and like me, Bullish is super aware of the volatility, and so am I of all this stuff. Like we wouldn't be surprised if anything went to zero at this point, but at the same time, we wouldn't be surprised if anything went to $1 million.
Exactly. Like
It's
that's how crazy it is.
Would you be surprised if in 5 years Colt Dow was like $3?
No, wouldn't be surprised at all. Like,
no one would, because it's just crypto. It's a wild, wild west. You know what I mean? I'm gonna pull up the Hex. Well, the Hex daily. Hex is 401 right now. What was the low for today? It was like really low this morning when I bought.
Like 3.2 around there. I think at one point it hit 3.1.
That's where I was buying. It was like 5 or 6 in the morning over here on the East Coast, and it was the payout per T share for today is 6.7. I'm really curious to see what happens today. You were talking about a lot of these coins that people got into in like pumped short term, and I'm not talking ass at all. I'm just telling it how it is. But like everyone got their Pulse Dogecoin and stuff like that, right? And that was really fun, and I enjoyed all of that and the free money and stuff. But in a capitulation event like this, it's like people are going to get rid of that shit.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people going to get rid of it.
And that's on every coin though, right? Like if you get free money at this point, are you pretty much putting it into what you want or keeping it in whatever?
Yeah, like using PLSD, for example, everything I claimed, I think, half of it, I swapped it for Hex and then threw that Hex into the Maxi contract 1-for-1. So, yeah, it was like the free money got me, a bunch of Maxi and, doing pretty good. And I still have half of my PLSD coin. We'll hold that, because just like you said, who knows, 3 years, that shit can be worth $1,000. Like, we don't know, like, that's how crazy crypto is. So, like, it didn't cost me anything. So, you just sit there in my wallet,
And then we have the Hedron price, which is really hard. I mean, people don't, it's a sensitive subject because
how I feel about Hedron. I love my Hedron bag.
Yeah. And, for all the negatives that if you do believe in Hedron, you can be a Hedron whale pretty easily now. So if that's something that you wanted to do, so it's interesting. Like you can play things in different ways. Like there's no one way to do it. Like Hedron, people still don't understand Hedron in the adoption way that I feel like Alex came out. He saw for the future. I think he might not have known there was a recession coming,
right?
But like, I think then 5 years, like, I mean, Hex is down 95%. Does it really matter what the project is right now?
Yeah, it really doesn't matter. It's like now's the best time to pretty much, start DCAing into whatever you was already interested in. Like if you was already bullish on like Hex, like doesn't matter what the price is. It's like now's the opportunity to buy. If you liked Hedron before, it's like now's the opportunity to buy. Like.
And you were talking about real estate, and people would give you a hard time right off the jump, but you would always say, right off, you just have a lot of experience, right? So
right, yeah. Like when I would like literally on day one, once I understood what a Hedron was, it was because of the experience I had in real estate with like distressed assets. So it's like, all right, this is a play to like buy, distressed assets essentially. We'll see how that works out over time, but even if it does not, work out that way over time, like again, to your earlier point, like who knows what it's going to be worth 3 years from now? Like that alone, it's like.
Right. But people don't really like read it through, right? Like people speculate and then they point fingers.
Right. Yeah.
That's it. And it's like if Bullish bought $1 million worth of Hedron and it went to zero, he'd know exactly what he was getting into.
Yeah.
And just like if he bought $1 million worth of Hex and it went to zero, he would know exactly what he's getting into. We're in the most volatile asset class that has ever existed, the most explosive asset class that ever existed. And that makes things sketchy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like it makes things sketchy, but it makes guys like you and me who can just control it. Like I don't really feel the emotions from the up and down. Like I was
I don't either.
I was taught early on by Richard. I watched his shit constantly. And he just told me over and over and over again. He's like, this shit's crazy. It goes up and down. Ethereum went from this price to $30. And I'm like, that happened already a million times. And look where we're at now. Like, why can't people see through that? It's because they don't really anticipate the work that they have to put in. And that's like guys like me and you, we don't care about that.
Yeah, I don't give two shits about that.
That's
like,
the fun
two shits
part.
about that. And then it's like, because I've learned from my past mistakes, being wrecked twice already, not even in crypto, just on like other stuff, business and like, and from now on, like all the money that I put in, like I'm willing to lose it the moment I press the button. Like literally the moment I press the button, I'm willing to lose that money.
It's gone. I do the same thing. People know I don't take money out of crypto. I don't think really ever. I don't think I've ever really taken money out of crypto because it's just not where I'm at this moment for me, right? But like if this was the next cycle, like you goddamn better believe I'll be taking money out of crypto.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's the play. That's what we're in it for. Like at the end of the day, we can say the tech and all this other stuff, and that's great. But like we're in it to make profit.
And and I know now that we've experienced this for the first time, like with the crypto, like a full-on bear market, like that it's not that, first of all, it's not the end of the world, but two, it's like it's just like for the people that are really paying attention, it's like a 20x multiplier. It's just like I know the position we're going to be in because we pay attention to the market every single day. We know people don't do much. I don't research much. Let's invite Hextech on here.
Yeah,
I'm really curious about the Lightning Network in general, and he has lots of insight on all this stuff.
Oh, that's cool. I set up a node yesterday, actually testing out this whole thing with Frosty and the whole Ice Network thing. So yeah, we've been like testing around. I set up one yesterday. So yeah, let's talk about it.
Let's have a
Hey, what's up?
Yo, what's up, Hextech?
How's the audio?
Hex, what's up?
You got me. You got me on that Lightning Network, though. I did tell you in the chat. I'm like, I can talk about Hex, but I can't talk about Lightning Network. So.
Why don't you like to talk about Lightning Network?
Well, I mean, I can talk about Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin obviously is what got me into the space, that type of thing.
How intimately do you understand? Like, how? Just from my perspective,
Sure.
Like, were you in the weeds with Bitcoin like you are in the weeds with Hex at some point? Like, I know you were buying it, right? Like at some point you were purchasing it, but did you really have the insight to be like locked in? Because I think Richard kind of opened a lot of our minds to like really paying attention to the detail. At least for me, like he's the guy who was like, you got to keep digging a little bit more than what the normal person says.
Well, when it comes to Bitcoin, I mean, I had this conversation with a Bitcoin maxi this week through DMs and stuff. Was 2016, November 4th, I bought my first 3 Bitcoin, and the light just turned on. I mean, when I read and Andreas Antonopoulos, I read his collection of books, and saw some YouTube videos before I'd come across Richard and stuff like that, and I understood the finance part of it, the digital, the internet of money. I guess is the best thing to say, because we had the iteration of the internet of information. Because I came into the space back when you had 300 baud modems and dial-ups and the whole bit. So that understanding, like the light bulb clicked on, and I was all in. And it wasn't, and somehow I actually got connected to Richard in the top hat space, that type of thing, and followed him through to hating on Ethereum, Bitcoin's the only thing, and then hey, change this worldview. Ethereum went through the fluid dynamics coin thing, Bitcoin Hex, and then now the iteration Hex, and then 2 years of launch. So
what do you think about we're talking about, we have a lot of faith in Hex. Like,
sure. Yeah, and you should.
I do. I just do. I love Hex. I think it's sticky. I think it's guys like me want to buy it, man. Like, I want to buy it. And that's hard. In crypto, it's like I'm a normal guy. And it's really to the point where it's like, it's such a mission in my life to get T-shares. Like,
bro, you're right.
Because it's so good. Even at 5 cents, I'm like, oh, I get 100, 300, 400 after the fork, 800 hex per day, whatever it is, like 5 cents each. Like, where else am I getting that?
Well, that's the thing, and I was a 3:30 in the morning guy too. So here in Montana, and so
Yeah.
I saw you online
The
there.
best people. The best
You
people.
know, I messaged, and I just woke up, and I messaged Gunther, and I was just like, so you're saying, the price of Hex right now that we should basically buy more T-shares. But if you look at the value calculation of what a T-share will be worth going forward, to what it is today, and right now everybody's got the negative think, right? They're like, Hex is dropping, and people are dumping Hex, right? And it's like, you're probably dumb, it's if you need to exit money, well, you should have looked 8 months ago. But the thing is the fact that right now,
It just shows lack of experience in the market. It shows a lot of lack of experience in the market too.
But that's fair. I mean, because we're, GRC. I mean, you got to know we're onboarding so many new people, and when Sam talks about the growth curve of what we're looking at now to where we're going to be in the next 5 years, it's
unrecognizable.
It's fucking insane. I'm serious about that too. Because I've been in the space since 2016, and I'm sure there's people that have been longer, shorter, that type of thing. But I've already been through a wrecked bear market. I held my Bitcoin straight
what
through.
What did it feel like? Bring me back. Just try to bring me back the best you can. You were going through that time. I don't know what your financial situation was. You were probably not as deep into crypto investment at the time. You were probably more so getting your stuff ready. Did you feel the pain of that, or were you already in that moment where you were like, this is all kind of side money, or were you really oh God, this is crazy. Should I sell? Should I? All that kind of stuff.
That was the amazing thing is and I understand people's pain right now. It's real, it's verifiable. But the fact is that I literally had not only my father who thought, I got into this magical internet money. All right. At this point, going through 2016 through 2017, I paid off 10 acres here in Montana with crypto in 2017.
That's a good feeling.
Yeah. I had a very good, 3-week investment that just multiplied. And I said, do I want to pay off my land, or do I want to carry this forward? Knowing in my head, I'm like, I know if I carry this forward, I don't know for how long, that I will actually probably most likely make more money. And I would have. I can tell you what it is. It was Ant Shares back then. Then it rebranded to Neo back in June of 2017. And then it just shot through the moon. I mean, just got ridiculous, and it went to 40. I think I sold out at $41. I think it went up to 120, in the 2017 peak cycle. So obviously I could have, tripled my money in a sense. But at some point, people need to make decisions. And before I came on, I heard you talking about that. So get to your point about, was I concerned or worried? I was putting money into crypto all through 2017. I was putting money into crypto all through 2018.
You were working
all through the down. I was working. Yeah. Automotive, retired chef, automotive detailer. Okay. Wow. So, and I started, I started an experiment that was called.
I can hear you, but I have to pee really fast.
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead. So I'll let, people know is I started.
I'm here with you.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Bullish. It's been a short minute, like you said the other day, but
yeah, I know it feels like I haven't.
I've been busy studying. I've been busy studying the markets all week.
Well, dude,
not happy about the markets.
But let's forget the markets for a little bit. Dude, I can see in your face, bro. You're looking good, bro.
Bro, I've put on for people who don't understand. I started the Crypto Fitness Challenge. I actually made this decision when I came back from the Hex conference. I came back from the Hex conference. 3 days later, I went and got tested. I had COVID for the second time in 6 months. I was literally 150 pounds.
Yeah, I can tell. I can tell.
150.4, so I was and so I started I'm I am going to change my diet, change my life, the whole bit. And then GRC and Sam came out with the whole fitness challenge thing. I'm like, I'm on it, and I'll let somebody else have the money at this point. Like I don't
Yeah.
need the money. I'm like, but it has been inspirational for me. I mean, literally, I put on 21 pounds.
Yeah, I
Like, in
can
like
tell.
40 days.
I can tell because like the last time I think I saw you on stream is when I was on stream with you like about 2 weeks ago, and I can tell in your face because it's people are telling me the same thing too. Like, have you gained any weight? And it's like, yeah, how you know? It's like, oh, I can tell in your face. And it's like, oh shit, all right, cool.
Yeah, I'm a little tired right now because like literally I did wake up at like 3:30 in the morning here, and I picked up a little bit of the dip. I got plenty of dry powder, so
Yeah. I
keep
took advantage of
selling.
that too. I took advantage
The
of that
whales
too.
keep selling because I'm picking up. I mean, at these prices, I can't complain.
So-
What
I
they're
remember I was
offering,
just telling Hex Deck that he's looking great, and I can tell that he's gaining weight.
Yeah, I was about
Good weight, the
I was
good
gonna
weight.
say the same thing, dude. You look 10 years younger than I did when I met you.
bro. Yeah, I'm literally 21 pounds heavier. I mean, in 40 days. I
Your
mean,
face looks so much healthier.
Yeah, that's what I was telling him.
and right now I'm like super tired. So like, I look at my face right now, looking on screen and stuff. I'm like, God, this guy is like just zapped. But I've been up since like 3:30 this morning. I think I caught like a 45-minute nap in between. I was up like when you were up, and I picked up a little bit of the dip. I got plenty of dry powder, so I'm like, I'm always looking for these opportunities, and I don't even have signals anymore. That was the funny thing. I don't know if you guys ever traded.
Yeah, I used to for a little bit and got wrecked.
Okay. So did you ever have the Bitcoin price alert thing set like on your computer? So like 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, not for Bitcoin, but like for stocks and like Forex and stuff like that. When I dabbled in it a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it used to wake my shit up like 2:30 in the morning, and like a freaking Pavlov dog, I'd be at the computer laptop, like on BitMEX, with my Renegade account and that type of stuff. So for anybody, I'll tell you what, don't trade, buy Hex, stake your shit, and live life. That's the ultimate thing. And that's the thing that I can't see when people like, I look at like, we look at social media, crypto, Twitter stuff. When people are panicking right now, I'm like, that's a good sign of somebody who's not staked or, doesn't have a game or strategy. You were talking about it just GRC just before I got on, and you were talking about like, the next iteration of our bull market, that type of thing, that about taking profits. And I always tell people this, it is never wrong to take a profit, but at least be a good student. Okay. So, and I've only learned this, I would say recently, because I've only been in crypto for like 6 years. That's not a long time for some of these OGs is, and I tell people, if you want to, people blame people on dumping stuff. I was selling in the green tree. I did take a little profit back in August. We didn't peak till what, September 19th, was it? September 11th? When Hex peaked, but I did take a little off the table. I had been in for over 2 years, and I took way more off than I put in, but I didn't take a lot. I just took enough. I actually took enough for 2.5 years. I was actually, GRC, this is funny because I always think about you when I see this, is I was actually going to do exactly what you're doing now. So kudos to you, my friend, because literally my original game plan was I was going to retire and just basically develop social media content to help other people. And I didn't have that. I had the financials in place. I didn't have the whole social game. No, I just didn't. I didn't plan out.
I was so lucky. Yeah, like I was very involved with the social world. Like I understood all of that. So like when I came to switch up and just be like making content, it was all about just like social stuff before that. Like I just wanted people to like me, like dates, stuff like that. But it's similar. It really is similar. You're showing your best self all the time, but now I'm adding on like this obvious like show where there's a lot of value. But in general on social media, like you can do a lot on social media if you have time.
Right.
and you have the willingness to do it. But there's pros and cons for sure, and you learn them as you go. You learn them as you go. You know what I mean? And it's all better for me than I needed a creative outlet. I just didn't have any. I had a lot of creative energy in my mind, and I needed it out.
Yeah.
I needed it out. I've never had any freedom. I've never had any ever. Like, I don't know what freedom feels like until 100 days ago. I was working all day fucking long, every day. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what anyone says. Anyone watching this that knows me, my parents, anyone. I was working 13 hours a day. I was tired as piss all day, and I was working out for 2 hours a day. And that fucking sucked. It sucked. And the whole time I was saying, this doesn't feel right. Why, in order for me to be the successful person that I want to be, do I have to not sleep? I wasn't sleeping. And you know why I wasn't sleeping? Because I wouldn't have learned crypto if I was sleeping. I was waking up at 3 so I could figure out what the fuck was going on. Wales Only was saying all sorts of shit. I was trying to pay attention, but drink my coffee, go to work for 12 hours, listen the whole time. And then eventually I was just like, it's just all about taking that leap of faith in your own life. Everyone has a different kind of leap that they have to take. It has nothing to do with YouTube for most people. But I think people liked what I did because I took a stand on what I believed in at the time. And I said, I don't have all my stuff situated. I am taking a risk, and I'm going to show everyone that it's okay sometimes. But you have to have I'm very dedicated, and I'm very locked in. Like, and it took me years to get like that. And bodybuilding obviously helps with that.
Well, and that's one of the things is like, and I 100% get that. It's like, for me, it maybe reverse opposite is like, so I took like basically retired for 2.5 months. And I'm like, I was talking to, I think, was it before Portland? Yeah, I think it was before Portland, but I was talking with Ballet Brand, and I'm like, bro, I'm going back to work. I'm like, I'm degenning here on the couch. I'm not like being productive. And I was more productive when I was working, type thing. But now I don't have to work for the money. So what I did was I actually developed an idea, which is, I call the Prosperity Project. And so the whole aspect is like, because I wanted to get into the crypto space, and outside of my shell type of thing. I'm a very introverted person, so I don't like this. For me, is like amazing right now. Like, if you would ask me 3-4 months ago, could I do this right now? No, I'm just not that type of guy. But my thing was, the fluke that, I started a project called the Loose Change Project, and I literally collected coins out of cars, cleaning cars, and I invested in crypto, and I invested in Hex, and it made me a multimillionaire. And like sounds stupid, right? But what I do tell people is like, because people think, oh, that's amazing, you won the lottery type thing. What people don't understand is the 6 years I spent, like literally, like as a full-time job in the crypto market space before this. Okay. So like I went through all the iterations. I mean, I could tell you about coins, projects, rug pulls, all the stuff that went on 2017, 2018 type stuff. And learning when to pull your money and when, not to pull your money, that type of thing. Literally I would come home from work after working 8 hours a day, or actually I'd work 10 to 12 sometimes. And then I would spend 6 hours literally like in internet spaces, but I'd never be a public face figure type thing. I was always in the background, learning, gaining knowledge, that type of thing. So I appreciate what you do. Like in this, and it's been fun for me because like, it's been a motivator. I was telling Bullish while we were out taking a pee. It's the fact that, I'm like, literally like, it just helped motivate me in the direction that I was going. And I really appreciate that because like, I'm like, I tell my dad back in New York, I'm like, I want to live long enough to, spend some of this money. And I'm like, also I'm like, help other people, and that's kind of my focus. Like, that's the direction I'm going to. Like, I have not increased my lifestyle. Obviously, I do have a Louis Vuitton hat, but I don't go out and buy audacious things. I literally sold my Mercedes and bought a Mini Cooper. So hopefully I can get this thing kind of wrapped with some like some Bitcoin stuff, or not, excuse me, Bitcoin stuff, with some PulseX stuff, is my whole point is like generating that awareness. Like, you know, okay, I'm at this space. I've never been in a financial space before in my life, and I'm 54 years old. So like, to where I can like,
I never even wrote a check before.
I know. I remember you saying that.
I promise. I've never
I'm
written a
like,
check before. I
you're
had to
like
bring a box
28 or
to the
something like
mail.
that, right?
I had to
You
bring
know?
a box to the mailman, and like, dude, they were like telling me to send my Verizon stuff, and I was like, someone better help me with this shit, because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Me
I'm
sending
not.
a
I'm not
box.
surprised. There's a lot of people your age who have never written a check.
And
Bro.
I've received probably $700,000+ checks in my life. Never written one.
No, you just take it to the bank and drop it off, right?
Yeah.
I've literally, well, I'm in Montana, right? So literally, like, sometimes, on occasion, it's not often, but you'll go to the gas station and there's some dude writing a check, right? You know, to pay for his purchase, and like literally handing the check over, because they don't just take the check anymore. They scan it through. So it's a whole process. And like,
Yeah.
people aren't even used to it. So it literally takes 5 times longer than it would like if you just handed them cash. I mean, these guys have trouble counting cash. That's the amazing thing.
Yeah, like nowadays, like even me, I don't write checks anymore. I just log into my bank, write who I want the check being written out to, what amount, and the memo, and I press a button, and the bank takes care of it.
Yep.
Yeah, people need to know, like, for the people that don't know me as well, like where I'm coming from with the last 100 days, I was a manual labor slave. And I'm not saying that's a bad way to live. It's just,
No.
I was busting ass all day, every day, with no plans of not busting ass anytime soon. You know what I mean? Unless I hired people, did the whole thing, trained them, did everything. And I was just like,
Yeah.
wow, all this free money on the internet, you know?
And
Like,
also what you're saying too, so people don't get to understand, is there's nothing wrong with having a job, especially if you love what you do. Like if you love what you do,
Absolutely.
by all means, you know what I mean? Do your job and, you know, go to work every day and do what you love to do. But if you hate the situation you're in, you know what I mean? Then, you know, you need to start thinking about other ways to either supplement your income or, you know, find an exit strategy that's going to work for you.
and it's very possible to supplement your income. Like, it's not in 100 days, I'm close. I'm getting close. Like, if I do things really well for the next 3 months, like, I think I'll be just about at the same amount of revenue per month that I was, but my overhead's probably like $2,500 less.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is an important thing that people need to understand right now. You got to understand, we're in the brown tree right now. If you think things are bad right now, you know, I'm not here to bring you good news. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to sound like whales, but you're going to get like not you, but individually, but the economy itself is going to get wrecked in the next 6 to 8 months. We are not done. Like, we are just beginning the down cycle. This is where we go from the toilet flush to where it goes all the way to the bottom. And that's okay. I mean, these flushes happen over time. You really have to go back and understand economic history, and follow the down cycles between recessions, depressions, and market crashes. Those are the 3 things that I spent this past week studying. When we were, as an economy in the United States specifically, not necessarily worldwide, although there are global influences, is what is a depression, what is a recession, and what is a market crash. A good example for a market crash, the COVID thing in March. We had a market crash, and then we had a quick rebound.
That was my entry point. So, like,
What? Go ahead.
My entry point was $3,400 Bitcoin on the COVID crash, because my friends that I was doing courses with, they were like, "Hey, Jim Rat, like, I know you're not a crypto dude, but like, shit's hitting the fan, and you should get in." And I was like, "Fuck it!" Like, and I bought 1.7 Bitcoin. I think, kept it on Coinbase.
Okay.
Never looked at it again.
Yeah.
Until I started watching Richard Hart, and that's kind of how I got. He was like, "The top's in, Bitcoin sucks." I was like, "What is this guy talking about?"
Yeah, you know, I told the Bitcoin Maximalist guy, like, I told him I cashed out of my 3 Bitcoin. Actually, I had a little bit more than that because I did some other, you know, Bitcoin buying, appreciation type things. But I literally like cashed out like 42,000. So I'm pretty much divested. I think I have 147 sats right now of Bitcoin, but that's because of the fold card. I'm not promoting them by any means, but it was just one of those things. I love new technology and I like getting involved in things. But my thing was, he's like, well, why'd you sell? And I'm like, I found a better product. I mean, course of performance. I mean, if it's a better product, it's a better product. I don't care, when people are looking at like price right now, you should be looking at T-shares. You're looking at the wrong thing, and that's right now is like, we're talking about like grinding or working, that type of thing, is the fact that like there's no shame in the game on how you earn your money or you get your shit done, right? If you can set aside that economic capital right now, you are going to be the winners. You are going to be the people.
And it doesn't have to be a lot. It's like you can get a T-shirt for $700 right now. And if you do that once a week for 50 weeks,
even if you do it once a month,
right? But anything, and like $200 a month. Yeah, $200 a month will get you probably save your kids from a life of terror.
But see, this is the thing: is people are short-sighted. So especially during like these economic times. I mean, you can go see my Twitter posts. Like one of the things I'm putting out, because I study the people who are economic winners in the game. Like people like the Buffetts and stuff. Even if they're not in the crypto space, I don't care. They have like life sage advice that they've gone through. And one of the key things is, when, I think it was Warren Buffett that said, I sell to optimists during the peak cycles and I buy from pessimists during the bear cycles. And the other guy,
so profitable.
Yeah. But, Charlie Munger, his cohort, was the guy who was basically, buy when people are fearful and, sell when people are greedy type thing. But the other guy that I was studying, basically said, listen, all the money is made right now. Where you're at, if you're listening right now, all the money is made right now. So if you are not like dumping your available capital into an economic investment that you trust, I'm not recommending anything like, you buy what you want, but
I'm not recommending anything.
But this I'm not recommending anything either. I mean, but I will say this:
not financial advice, right? But this is where your money is made.
Metal war shields over my head.
Yeah, I will say this: with any asset, you make your money. With any asset, you make your money when you buy, not when you sell.
Yeah. Exactly.
You make your money when you buy.
You are exactly
and
right.
Randy's always says it. In the bear market, every dollar you put in is $5. That's how he thinks about it. Like,
no, it's ridiculous. Literally. Okay. So economically, like I went back to work, not for the money type thing of like figuring out content for like what I want to do socially on media type thing.
And I can help. We can help you with that too.
I appreciate
to talk about it. Like,
we'll talk about it in private chats. Bullish has offered, and thank you. Because I really want to get it off the ground, because it's not to help me, it's to help the guy, or to show people, because a lot of people will be like, oh, it's a fluke, right? You're a lottery.
You could crush it, bro, in a certain audience. Like I'm telling you, there's a certain audience of people that just won't listen to guys like me because it's just a little too new. It's a little, I'll say the F-bomb right in your face, but and you will too, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
But at least you're older. So they're like, okay, he's gone through the finances thing. No, people don't want to listen to me, but they don't understand that I'm in a learning phase. And I say that, but people initially join and they're like, but with you, I could already tell, my parents, people they would listen to you way more than they would listen to me. Plus people that are my age as well would listen to you. So it's like, you almost have a little bit more, maybe I have more of a younger, people just watch me because they like that I'm a little bit younger, but for the most part, you could really, really crush it. It can be fun. It's fun. It's really fun.
And that's the thing, is having fun with the space, that type of thing, but really seeing people's lives changed. I mean, I've done it here with 3 people here locally. I have what I call economic success with 3 individuals that I onboarded into crypto. One guy, particularly in Hex, like this guy got it. Okay. And shout out to Peanut Butter Hexer on Twitter Space. So I'll have to send him this little clip. But this guy, okay, so he worked where I worked, and he had known nothing about crypto.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so I literally was talking about Hex, and I was day one Hexagon, invested all the loose change I'd found in cars, and that was my initial investment into Hex. But he got in day 3. So he actually, went through some difficult life circumstances, which I won't detail. But basically, the guy dropped off the grid. I didn't hear from him for like over a year. I actually deleted his phone number from my phone because I'm like, the guy's working. And it was a month went by, and I was like, hey, where'd this guy go? And everybody's like, Keith, kind of, whatever. So I get a phone call. This guy's locked up. He's like, yeah, I kind of went back to my old ways type thing. And I'm like, I'm sorry to hear that, a little bit. The reason he called me is he wanted me to run good accounting on his Hex stakes to like stop the bleed. And which I was happy to do. And he did this, which I'll tell everybody right now on live stream, never do this. And then watch how you trust somebody or whatever. He gave me his seed phrases. I'm like, bro, don't do that. I'm like, I've told you that was like number 1 rule. Like, don't talk about Fight Club, But I'm not that guy, right? So
he's lucky.
He's lucky, right? And I tell him I still kick him in the cooch. So
yeah, he's lucky that you weren't like freaking robbing people when you were 18 to 20. Some people are so used to rob. Like, I mean, again, everyone's so different from a different place at a different time. Like, I know people that wouldn't lose an ounce of sleep. Bro, they wouldn't lose an ounce of breath. If someone gave them their shit, they'd block their number, steal their shit, and move on.
I probably could have jacked this guy for like at least $200,000. Because
you're a freaking stand-up guy. And I mean, obviously you don't want to be a thief either. I wouldn't want to be a thief at this point.
No, never have been in my life. That type of thing is like, helpful, not hurtful. But literally, okay, so I went with this guy, back through phone calls. He literally bought a house for his wife and his kid while in pre-release and bought a home here in Montana. So when he got out, he obviously had a job, set up the whole, I don't understand all the economics of like the pre-release financial systems, but they make you hold your money and go get a job and get you stable in society, whatever. But literally he told me, it was like, he would have not been in the same situation had he had not gotten involved in Hex. And he was day 3 Hexagon. All he did was hear me talk about it and explain it to him. And he's like, I don't know what this guy's doing, but he's on target.
That's a lot. That's a lot of onboarding too. People don't, it's too hard to explain Hex in one go anyway. And I would never expect a man dumb, middle, or stupid to understand Hex in one go. But they're like, this kid's got it going on. He's locked in like a laser beam. He's telling me details that I ain't never heard anyone say in my life. And it resonates with the intellectual. Like it resonates. And that's why I always say with Richard, it's like Richard resonated with me because of his detail. It had little. I came from doing research on a different subject that was very detailed, way more detailed than, well, I guess like just different. But it was all about detail. If you heard someone talking in like layman's term, like you're just like, get the fuck out of the room, buddy. Like you don't know what you're talking about. And I heard it all over crypto. I just like heard like Bitcoin's this is that, XRP to the moon. I'm like, the fuck, XRP hasn't hit an all-time high in a fucking half a decade. What is going on? And then I start looking around. I learn the incentive structure, and then I find Richard, and he's just like, listen, for a second. All these guys are broke. They're all selling shit. They don't look at their bio. And I started realizing all that stuff. And then I realized that Richard was telling the truth the whole time, because obviously a lot of the stuff he was saying was kind of happening in real time. And I said, this is just a man who actually focuses on what he's doing, and he's passionate about this direct subject, and he's not lying, and you can't pay him for it.
Exactly.
And that creates that whole like incentive. It's the same thing that I'm creating here. I'm like, y'all can try to pay me. You can donate, I guess, or do whatever. But like, I'm not asking you for shit right now.
Yeah.
And if I was, it would be for a direct like thing or like service. Like it wouldn't be. So again, it's just about value, detail, paying attention, passion. And it's just stuff that he brought to the table and it resonated with me. And that's like when you onboard someone, they probably feel the same way. They're like, this dude's locked in.
Yeah. And the thing about Richard was the thing that really got me obviously was the intellectual aspect. But the thing that really changed my mind, I'll be honest, I mean, this is just for me. I mean, was when he came back after the whole cycle because he was Bitcoin maximalist. And, it wasn't that he was wrong. He wasn't wrong, but he like literally changed his worldview about Ethereum and then moved on from that. And it's like, because, a lot of people are just like, oh, this guy flipped, right? And I'm like, flipped? No, he didn't flip. He changed his worldview. He saw different circumstances and he adjusted accordingly. And like, do we all make mistakes? Trust me. Somebody go research Burst Coin. That was like one of the very first projects that I was involved in, not like as a developer type thing, but like literally like when I started the whole loose change thing, like I would pick up a penny. I'm like, you can buy 16 Burst Coin with this penny, right? At work. And then like literally like a month later, I'm like, you can only get 8 Burst Coin for this penny. And like, I was just new to the whole crypto market, but like I understood the economic energy. Thankfully I got out because what a crap coin that was, but it had great ideas, but bad developers. And that's where I, put that mental note is like developers, community, different aspects. I really like what Wendy's for Tendies has to say. Shout out to him because I really resonate with that guy's like thought process and philosophy about looking at crypto and investments. And that's why I'm here with the Hex community. I mean, bro, I'm here too on the 95, 93% dip, right? I have not trust me, from my initial August thing, I have not sold. I've been a net buyer. And I've delayed purchases. I've put off things because I knew my economic energy is better directed to 2 to 3 years from now than it is like where it's at. I mean, I had cash like burning in a safe. That was my mental energy when I go to bed at night. I'm like, I literally have like this cash just burning here in the safe.
How do you get guys to get past that emotional barrier? Like you've had a lot of life experience. There's probably times in your life where you're way more emotional. You couldn't focus as well. If you were anything like me, like maybe you weren't like this too. Like
Right.
there was a time in my life where I couldn't focus on the right things. I couldn't, my brain wouldn't allow it because I couldn't get past the emotional part of life. Like where it was like everything was like the day, like the people in my life and like my girlfriend and like the stuff I was doing was like controlling what I was doing.
Sure.
And I didn't really understand. I thought that's how it was supposed to be, but then I started to be like, I don't like this. Why am I so locked down? Why am I so, I'm not free. Everyone wants to tell me the same thing. And I realized after failed relationships galore, after, drug abuse, after a bunch of bullshit that I went through, that like, I was like, holy shit, you just have to focus on work and shit. Like you don't have to do much else. And it almost freed me. I thought I had to worry about all these other things. But as a man, I mean, yes, relationships, you want to keep your people's happy. But
Right.
other than that, like I don't have to do anything but work. There's a freedom in that. Like I can, there is like, and I think as you get older and a man, you kind of learn that is a little bit of like an escape and freedom.
Oh yeah. I mean, gosh, give me the direct. What's because the girlfriends, all everything.
Like, tell me, was there a time in your life where you had trouble focusing on what you needed to as a man because of or have you always been a little bit able to see past like the emotional part of things? Because there's a time in my life where I was depressed, wrapped up. I couldn't get out of the
100% no. Like in my 40s, I mean, this is my whole like journey type thing is like, I waited till I was 35. I know I've heard you talk about like the whole getting married in your 20s type thing. I literally didn't get married till I was 35. Married 5 years, marriage didn't work out. No, no economic issues, no physical abuse, type thing, personal type things. But I didn't want the marriage to end. But, after 14 months of counseling, she decided she did. Okay, great. Let's go with that. So literally it was, 5 years married, divorce. What do we do with the dog? She's like, give it to the pound. I'm like, okay, great. The dogs come with me. I'm like, we had a 4-year-old Vizsla, Hungarian Vizsla. No, but I mean, things change. And I really honestly feel bad for her in the sense because she changed as a person during the circumstances. But
did
literally,
she ever fuck you over, or was not financial?
No.
We're not talking about that. I mean, like within your, and I'm not talking about, but like, did you guys remain trustful to each other at some?
I was 100% faithful because I'm a loyal dog type thing,
no, that's what I was wondering. That's good.
Yeah, you get married is like, and see, I came from a background where my parents, until my mom passed away, my mom and dad were married for 47 years.
Wow.
So that's the model I came from. Now her parents divorced back when her and her sister were like 14, 16. Her sister, I think, is 2 years older. So that's the whole contract, versus, vows type commitment type thing. I mean, I won't get like deep spiritual about those type of things, but it's like, I was basically, the difference between the chicken and the pig. When it comes to breakfast, chicken contributed, but the pig was committed. So that makes me the pig. So basically,
maybe we're a little bit naive about relationships.
I wouldn't say
naive,
that.
or were you under a model that she wasn't?
Let's be honest. Okay. Here's the thing. A lot of people like poke fun at this.
I don't know shit about relationships.
14-year difference. I was 35. She was 21.
That's ideal.
I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, because I looked like 28 at the time. I mean,
how old were you? 35.
I was 35. She was 21.
That's not.
And
23. That's probably more normal. But like,
it's more normal now in society. But even back then, I mean,
before there was like internet, like complete social media binding everyone in every single way.
I mean, now you got like 60-year-olds marrying 18-year-olds. So I mean, it's just stupid. I mean, that wasn't. I mean, our relationship.
Well, people aren't even getting married anymore. Hextech.
I know, right?
People aren't having kids. Hextech. Dude, you know how many girls I meet throughout my life, just in general, at the gym, not even dating, just in general, and it's like, it's rare to see a girl with a kid. It's like more rare now, like in a 32-year-old girl, for example.
Yeah, like, well, I was studying the economics of that. I mean, really? Well, one of the things that created some of the economic pressure we have right now, and I won't detail it here on the show. I actually have to go back to really look at the notes type thing. But during the baby boom generation, is that whole aspect is we created more kids in a sense that put tax on the system. And that's what we're experiencing right now. A lot of people don't realize this fact is like, all right, so how many people are going to draw on the system at a certain economic age? And, how the Social Security system was set up. It's not all, I mean, what they've done with the money is just ridiculous. I mean, that's a separate thing. But the amount of draw was affected by the whole baby boomer generation because there's more economic draw as these people are getting older.
How many 65 to 70-year-olds are still healthy enough to bust ass all day long? There are a bunch. Don't get me wrong. I know my dad is 63 and he will bust your ass, beat your ass, and then outwork you.
Right.
But I mean, I tell him all the time, I'm like, at some point you want to protect your body. Like you want to protect your bones. Like if you want to chill with the grandkids at some point, like you want to be not having slaved. You have to start focusing on stretching and yoga and nutrition.
Yeah.
Or you're done. Real quick, I wanted to pull this up. I just saw this.
Go ahead.
I don't know anything about computers, but this thing looks pretty cool. It's a pulse chain computer, it looks like here. And is this possible that I could have something like this?
Well, yeah, so I'll tell you right now what that is. That's a water-cooled computer. It has a dedicated graphics card, RTX 3080, which is currently one of the top of the lines. He has a RGB setup, and he customized the lights to use the whole post chain gradient. So yeah, it's pretty dope. It's a nice build, a really nice
What's
build.
the USD? Let's get down to brass tacks.
Bullish, you got this locked in.
What? Oh yeah, bullish locked in. What bullish? Give me a USD if you had to guess it off the top. Just a guess.
That one, I would say close. Well, I don't know what processor or like how much memory he has, and like, but I would say at least $2,000.
Yeah, it was 2,800.
Let's see if he has it. $2,000, not bad.
No, he said 2,800, which is right because depending on the configuration of the processor, the memory, and storage, you know that fluctuates the price. But yeah, above $2,000, yeah, 28, yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
For everyone that enjoys my content, real quick, Super Hex went out of his way to post my YouTube link on every one of his social medias, which was really nice of him. And he gets a lot of tip for no reason because he pushes Hex more than any motherfucker I know. Like I never seen that dude not pushing Hex. Like, and I don't care what he's got. Like that's what it's all about. It's not about will. At what point does Super Hex win not need the same amount of Hex as someone else? But like he tells everyone, who cares if he's like, I don't know his shit. He's probably buying more Hex than anyone I know. But like at the same time, it's like people always speculate because when the founder of I did the same thing. You saw my twerking video. Everyone saw my twerking video.
I didn't want to see that.
I don't have $1 billion, but it's funny sometimes to do funny stuff. And if I was super rich, I would probably buy some funny ass shit. And maybe not.
I'll tell you this much: your twerking video, you know, and the thread below it ended up birthing a proof of twerk contest is going to be launching soon that Tic Tac Crypto is getting behind.
And I'll practice, and I will practice. I'm not above practicing, and I'm not.
Bro, you can't get better than that girl.
Come on, that girl ain't real. We got it. I'm talking about real hips.
Well, no. KDP was real.
Oh yeah, no, that one was real. That one was real. Katie, shout out to Katie for the twerk video.
Yeah, shout out to you. That was funny as hell.
This has been such a good stream. I'm going to do some more streams by myself, not at 11 a.m. Eastern, probably because that's when me and Sam do our research, and I like having Sam on the show. But I was thinking it would be nice to do solo shows, but I don't want to switch the show. And since I'm doing this full time, it's like, oh, why don't I just do a 6 p.m. or whenever I feel inspired to like turn stuff on, but just keep everything else the same. And that's probably where I'm going to go. But in the meantime, I am going to think really hard about these two types of videos that I'm going to make. I'm kind of leaning towards UFC because it's probably be more natural to me. But the hip hop reaction video, if I had someone to like do all the copyright shit for me, if I had enough money to do that, I would probably want to do that more because it's so fun. I like reacting to videos, and I get very inspired when I see like music videos and stuff. I love to talk about them. I love when people put a lot of detail into things. And sometimes you see these rappers, and this is just like a quick side tangent. You see these rappers who are, you know, grow up in the hood, all that stuff. They had crazy lives. And then you see them triumph to the point where they're making these beautiful fucking videos, and they have these stories that they're telling. And it's inspiring to me. It's a very creative, like inspiring thing to me. I don't know about all the like gangbanging and stuff, but anyone who's come from that life and is like doing anything that's not like completely negative. Now, most of the guys are murdering people, but
you know what I'm going to say. Start a second channel and test both of them out. Wait for the data to come back. See which one gravitates more, which one you like to, you know, enjoy doing more, and just, you know, take it from there.
I'm going to be taking this shit to the next level one way or the other, and this included, even if it was just crypto in the morning. I could talk crypto for a decade. There's new people texting me, DMing me about good stuff all the time. But this has been an absolutely awesome show, guys. I cannot thank you enough, Hextech, for coming on here and talking. It's always fun just to have an open conversation. Lots of support today on Twitter. Thank you guys so much for liking and subscribing. This has been kind of a dream come true, believe it or not. Like, I've come a long way. I used to watch people. I've done a lot of paid courses and a lot of stuff in my life, seen a lot of YouTube content. And to be up here doing it with a little bit of an audience now it is inspiring.
Hey, GRC, can I say one thing? to the audience of the people listening and stuff like that, or the people who are going to be watching here, on the restreams, is the fact that you have to understand is we go through market cycles. So I've already been through my first market cycle back in 2017, 2018. Is like all the, I call them the riffraff type people, like now they call them furus. The content producers, they all leave during the brown tree. I mean, like they're there at the green tree, they're there to shill you links and give you stuff. But what I've noticed in the past 2 cycles, and especially during this cycle, because we're in it, is the people who are producing content, the people who are putting things like GRC, people are putting this content out and dedicating their time. Like they're doing it not only, to help educate the current people in the market cycle that we're in, but the people that are coming on board. And so there's a lot of value. I mean, look towards the people that are producing content now, because it's very easy to make money in the green tree, and it's very easy to be a content producer and try to shill things and make money. But if you're just out there trying to help people and educate people, and
then
those
you
people
come out with the product too. You can come out.
Yeah. Oh, no, absolutely.
Imagine if I came out with like a really good energy drink or something
Right.
like that I really liked and would actually drink myself.
Got my 51 grams of protein here. Okay, so I'm not repping for metrics.
All right, so real quick, Bit Finesse, can we please play Marco's twerk video a couple weeks ago? They're extremely funny, no pressure, but play it. Thank you so much for the $50 super chat, Bit Finesse.
Awesome.
After a vigorous amount of waiting, actually, I shouldn't mention anything about any of that stuff. So, yes, thank you so much, Bit Finesse. Let's play that real quick.
He was the first with that, right?
Proof of twerk.
Proof of twerk.
For all the ladies in the house, if you go to my Twitter, you got me twerking in my pinned tweet. We're talking 10K views. I think I did the best twerk, but I know my ass didn't really get activated. I don't know how to activate my ass. I just know how to squat, basically.
DeFi Rebel, who's in the chat, she said she'll help you. She'll give you some tips.
Yeah, anyone wants to send me a video or show me, you can send me your own video, personal videos. Let me know how to activate my gluteus maximus. Guys, this has been an absolutely great show. If you're not subscribed, you're not playing the right way. You should subscribe, and you should like this stream. I'm coming at you every single day. We're going to be talking about all the stuff attached to the Maximus DAO token tomorrow. So I'm going to be covering that top to bottom. I'm going to figure all that shit out. And
we got team
pineapple shout out to Dipcatcher. Yeah,
Dipcatcher is fucking insane, dude. He's on his vacay. He's pumping out shit still, dude. That guy, he looks great. And if you're watching this by any chance, Dipcatcher, your fucking pictures during your wedding were incredible. That's really awesome. Yes, all you dudes out there, make sure you send your twerking videos to GRC. I'll give them to Producer Bullish to cover.
Like I said, Tic Tac Crypto and Co. They're gonna be doing the Proof of Twerk challenge. So
hey, let me ask you this, because you're never gonna see a twerk video from me. This old
never say never.
Doing it. Never say never, right? But probably not. But what's that dance thing that they do? The shuffle, that type of thing. Shuffling every day. I'm shuffling. I mean,
I don't know.
People in the comments.
Keep up with the Joneses too good with any of that stuff.
That whole shuffle stuff, yeah, that's pretty dope.
If you have any ideas or dances that you guys would like me to do and embarrass myself online, I'm willing to do anything to do funny shit because I can do whatever the fuck I want now, and it's fucking awesome.
It is a nice feeling, right?
I'm like, yeah, I might not have the whip that I want yet, and I might not have whatever the fuck, but like, oh fuck, it's great. Every day is like mental health wise, I feel like I lost like 5 years of just like death. Like
Bro.
I feel great. I feel like I can be inspired to be in relationships with people and actually talk to them and like trust them. Like before I was just working, dude. Like people can say whatever they want. I'm like, if you bother me, I'm working. Like I'm tired.
Bro, I feel 14 years younger. I mean, since this whole
You look
physical
fucking
thing
35 right now.
and stuff is like, I'm like, it's giving me so much energy and just like, but the whole financial thing, that's the key thing is like a lot of people think is like, you get this money and I think the mental thing says like, you got to spend it on something. I'm like, no, I'm like,
spend it on your children not being a pain in the ass by you having excess income when they're going to school. It's like
my lifestyle has increased maybe 10% since, the whole multimillionaire thing.
That's the great part about being in the United States though, too, is like, let's be honest, if you have $1,000 or a couple $1,000s of extra income per month, like you pretty much live pretty damn comfortably, in my opinion.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Like where I live, like I might seem like a stooge, and I kind of am, but like I think I have the nicest house in my neighborhood. So like if y'all are looking for Gym Rat, like he's got the nicest house in his hood. So like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I love like just trying to be better in the future. And I was thinking about this. My dad kind of was like, oh, the best investment is a house, obviously. And he was right in a lot of ways.
Yep. Well, I'll point this out though. Right now, anybody listening, if you can hold off for 12 to 18 months in purchasing a home, that will be one of the most smart financial decisions you'll make probably in the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Free advice.
I'm holding off on everything for now. I was going to take some leverage off my house, but the rates were wrecked. So I was just like, fuck that. But if anyone wants to send me directly money, feel free.
Yeah.
Feel free.
Yeah. And that's a big thing is like support people. Like don't hate.
And you don't have
a lot of people are like, oh, well, he's just trying to make money off crypto type stuff. I'll tell you this, because I'm not asking for any money. In fact, if you go to my Twitter, you'll see I'll never ask you to join a paid group. That's been up there for over 2 years. Not to say that I'd never have a paid group like 2 years from now, right? But the whole point is like, like support people because, like, I mean, I really, one of the supporters I've been is, Sam's, business. Let's talk peds. I use a BCP 157 product for
how was your experience?
Fucking awesome, bro. And I'm so mad at myself because I literally like fell out of my like regular regimen of like taking it. It's not a a bulk up muscle type thing. It's for recovery. But literally, like I woke up this morning and I'm just like, because like the growth. I'm like, my fucking bones hurt, bro.
You look really, really fit, brother. Like I'm telling you, you look great.
I'm not even there yet, bro.
I know, but I'm telling you, dude, like you're killing it. I'm glad. If I had any benefit to everyone with their fitness, that's what I'm talking about, guys. I'm happy. Like my fitness has been great too. I'm freaking racked right now, yo. Yeah. Like,
but I'll tell
you. I wasn't when I started doing this content. I'm not gonna lie, I was way underweight. Like I was getting lost in the.
Bro, I'm close to you though. Like my goal when you mentioned about your average weight, so I punched in 174 on this scale calculator that I have, and when I was and I didn't measure for 10 days. I literally like. And I was every day measuring, but like watching a watch pot never boils. 10 days went by. I have it like clicked on my phone and stuff like that. I went up in 10 days. I went up to 171.9. And my goal on there, you can see it. Like I posted it when I bought the scale was 174. And then I want to, regulate things. But, the key thing is fitness and nutrition. Nutrition is the big thing because I literally have to eat, and I think you can concur with this, is 1.5 grams of protein per body weight. That's been my focus.
Per pound,
yeah. Per pound. Yeah, per pound.
You like yogurt?
Yeah, I do.
Yogurt
Especially honey yogurt. Yeah.
Yogurt's been helping me get there lately, like real easily. So anyone who doesn't know, like yogurt's probably one of the most protein dense things on the planet. And so
eat it like ice cream.
Yep. And as long as it doesn't hurt your stomach. Some people it bothers. To me, not at all. Nothing. Yeah. No problem. Like I can eat a whole cup of yogurt. It wouldn't issue. But we could talk all day long.
I know. Yeah.
About all this stuff. I'm going to be doing a lot more content about bodybuilding too. Like if I do a one-off thing, like it's probably going to be about whatever, because I mean, we're in the bear market. I don't want to be talking about Hex like all the time. Because it's just not important. If I do my show at 11 a.m., people look at the bottom, hex.com, pulsechain.com, pulsex.com. It's not a surprise what I'm getting involved in. I still love researching everything. But again, I do have to have some sort of market awareness like everyone when you're making content. It's like, I don't want to waste my whole day watching like the same 50 guys that love the stuff that I'm talking about. Although that's amazing in my 11 a.m. show will be here throughout the whole bear market for sure. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Guys, I promised I would play the Bought My Hex from the start video at the end because a couple people said they wanted to listen to that one again. It's been absolutely awesome. Fitness Challenge AMA, guys. If you're in the Telegram, the Fitness Challenge AMA is on Mondays at 6:30. No, it's at 6 p.m. And if you have questions about everything, just go in there and ask me. That's when I give you about an hour and a half with Sam, if he's available, and we just answer all your specific questions. I'm also going to be sending Bullish some information because I've been slacking on the website. I got to send him over some information so he can update the website for me. So just know, like, I am new to all this stuff, guys, and the Fitness Challenge was a bit of an add-on, and I'm still learning how to like manage everything, but people have responded so well to the Crypto Fitness Challenge. I don't even know what to say about it. It's been great. So yeah, and I'll drop the link to I'm not going to drop the link to the Crypto Fitness Challenge Telegram because unless you're in the Crypto Fitness, actually that's up to Bullish.
Hey, can I say one more shout out? Hex Siren. She is killing it, bro. Like every time I get on Twitter in the morning, like, cause she's obviously probably a couple hours ahead of me here in Montana and stuff, but she is like posting her every day, her videos, her lift reps and weights and stuff like that. And I think that's fucking awesome. So
guys, I dropped the link. I'm closing it at 200. I think we're at like 158. This is from my personal Telegram where we just talk about crypto and bullshit and stuff. So you can join that one. That one's more for the Gym Rat Crypto Club. Thanks so much, guys. Hexdeck, thank you so much. This has been amazing.
Thank you, sir.
I can't wait for the future. It's going to be absolutely awesome. And that's the way that people should be thinking. And if you're not thinking like that, find some shit to do, bro. Life is good. Peace out.
Young folks, you tripping on them motherfucker. Richard Hart. Richard Hart. Bought my Hex from the fucking start. Point one, everything we mark. Bought my Hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Bought my Hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Checking my MetaMask moving. Look at the Hex, he is mooning. Looking at wives they be choosing. Peter is why they be losing. Pro chains out, now get me a check. He's gas up and it got me a mess. Remember the times he died collect. Hex, I been eating, I'm dying in the best. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this post, I ain't letting go. Swerving the ring like a Lambo. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this post, I ain't letting go. Swerving the ring like a Lambo. Bought my Hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. by my heads from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart.